Testing, testing. 1 2 1 2. Testing, testing. 1 2 1 2. All right, so we're back. If you know the channel or whatever. If you've came in for some streams, you can see I'm in a new spot. I moved down new game room, but today we got some gems lined up for today. We're gonna start with, could Kevin Durant hezzy pull over Galactus? All right. And then after that, we're gonna move to, could Julius Randle beat Helen Keller one-on-one in basketball? So let's just get right into it.
Could Kevin Durant's hezzy pull Galactus? Kevin Durant has hezzied some of the greatest defenders in NBA history. Rudy Gobert,
switched on to Gobert. Drops over.
Town the other night. Here's Durant, put it through, crossover on Giannis, and hits.
LeBron.
It was a turnover.
LeBron just died.
It was a turnover.
Sure thing. Bro, KD could hezzy pull anybody. Let's be real. He's pulling anyone over. Even Galactus.
At some point, you have to ask where the limit actually is. Because if KD's hezzy works by making defenders commit before he does, why would that suddenly stop working on Galactus? At first, it sounds impossible. Galactus is a cosmic being. He's the size of skyscrapers. He's eaten entire planets. But none of those things actually make someone immune to...
He's onto something, because, why would it randomly stop with him? It's not like he knows what's going to happen. He would just be going. He hezzy him, and he just... Would he fall in slow motion? Why do, bigger things happen in slow motion?
Hezzy. A hezzy isn't about strange. It's about decision making. The instant KD pauses, Galactus has two options. Step up or stay back. That moment he has to think, the hezzy has already worked. People will argue Galactus has cosmic awareness. That's true, but NBA defenders watch film on KD every single day. They know the hezzy's coming, they still fall for it. Knowing something is coming has never guaranteed you won't react to it. Then there's the size argument. People say Galactus is too big. I'd actually argue that makes him more vulnerable. Larger objects have more momentum. Once Galactus starts leaning the wrong way, there's no recovering. Physics isn't on his side, so could KD's hezzy pull...
Yeah, because once he hezzies Galactus, he's going, this. He goes, hezzies. Galactus can't stop. He's billions of tons. Alright? Tons. A ton is 2,000 pounds. 1 billion tons. 20 billion. I don't know. He's hezzying him. He's going. He can't stop from falling. He's falling no matter what. It's the size ratio. He's going. He can't stop.
Galactus? I think the answer is yes. Not because KD is stronger, not because he's faster, and definitely not because he can win the matchup. But because a hezzy isn't about defeating your defender physically, it's about forcing a decision. For one split second, Galactus has to choose whether KD is actually driving. In the moment he makes that choice, the hezzy has already done his job. Galactus doesn't have to get crossed. He doesn't have to fall over. He doesn't even have to lose the possession. He just has to lose. Based on everything we've seen, I don't think Galactus is immune to that. So yes, Kevin Durant's hezzy definitely pulls Galactus.
Crazy. It was really short, but this one's also short. 3 minutes 46. Could Julius Randle...
The Minnesota Timberwolves just earlier
What do y'all think? Could he beat him one-on-one? We're gonna watch this next. The only streamer that cares. I've been seeing a lot of people watch it, but I've yet to watch it.
The Minnesota Timberwolves just earlier today were down 3-2 and back at home against the San Antonio Spurs, looking to extend the series to Game 7. After the dominance the Wolves showed against Denver, with Jaden McDaniels calling everyone bad defenders, to Wemby elbowing Naz Reid against San Antonio, everything was on the line and they needed a star player to save them. Dante tore his Achilles in the first round, Anthony Edwards is playing off of one knee, and Rudy Gobert still sucks on offense. So who else to turn to for firepower than your second option? The bully, Mr. 30, the guy we traded Karl Anthony Towns for, Julius Randle. Let's go.
Damn. Let's look at these stats. Game 6, 3 points, 1 for 8 field goals, 7 rebounds, 1 assist, 0 steals, 0 blocks, 3 personal fouls, minus 34. I don't know what that minus means, but damn.
Let's get straight into it. Could he beat Hellen Keller? Julius Randle is a 6'9", 250-pound power forward. He is also the worst second option in the entire league. If sports fans say ball movement is key to
what did he say? He said he's the worst option in the whole league?
Power forward. He is also the worst second option in the entire league.
Damn. See, to be called the worst second option in the whole league is like...
If sports fans say ball movement is key to winning basketball, Julius Randle would hear that and take 10 dribbles before turning the ball over instead of passing it over to the wide-open Terrence Shannon Jr. in the corner. During the regular season, he miraculously averaged 21 points, 6.7 rebounds, and 5 assists on nearly 50% shooting. But the moment the playoffs started, Randle averaged 17, 7, and 3 on 40% shooting and 20% behind the three-point line. All the while, he plays the worst defense of any power forward in the entire NBA. Teams say they're never afraid of Julius Randle blocking their shot in the paint.
Bro, from what he's saying, it sounds like Hellen Keller could beat this dude. This dude is so ass. If he's the worst second option in the whole league, he's ass.
Because the moment they're up and ready to dunk, Randle has already moved out of the way to give them an open.
Oh my gosh. LeBron read that shit like a book. Look.
Randle has already moved out of the way to give them an open lane. And what's even more baffling is that his offense is somehow worse. It actually pisses me off because every time I want to watch Ant and Jaden play basketball, I'm instead watching government-mandated Julius Randle post touches and 500 dribbles before jumping straight into the enemy center to get his shot swatted into general admission. On the other hand, Hellen Keller was a disabled political activist who also motioned for accessibility for the disabled as well as playing a part in women's rights. At 19 months old, she lost her sense of sight and hearing through illness which is believed to be through scarlet fever or bacterial meningitis. However, she was also the first blind deaf person to graduate with a degree. So you might be wondering why I'm comparing a disabled woman who was only alive for George Mikan and Elgin Baylor to a professional NBA player like Julius Randle. To which I respond, 1, professional is a very big overstatement for Julius Randle, and 2, because I want to emphasize how if we put the two of them on a basketball court where first to 21 points wins, the game would end with Hellen Keller scoring all 21. Because...
What y'all think? Y'all think Hellen Keller could beat him? I think so. I think Hellen Keller's whooping him. But, in all reality, Julius Randle would win because we all know that. Because, you know, he plays in the NBA. He's black. No, I'm just playing. He's in the NBA. She's dead. She's dead.
What she has that Julius Randle
I don't know if she
doesn't
flew
have.
a plane. Hellen Keller flew a plane.
Is a functioning brain that can actually think. You see, the moment Julius Randle steps onto a basketball court, the only thing in his vision are the interactive training videos on YouTube telling him to dribble for half the shot clock. And whenever that isn't happening, he would instead post up against a smaller defender and still somehow manage to throw the ball off the rim. On the other hand, if he's playing defense, he'll instead be standing still thinking about how he's gonna take another contested mid-range fader with 25 seconds on the shot clock on the next possession. Julius Randle is the type of player to see Hellen Keller on the the right-hand corner looking confused, distraught, lost, and bamboozled, then take 30 hesitation dribbles on the perimeter just to finally drive into an open lane and take a step-back three that hits nothing but backboard. Julius Randle is the type of person to go to sleep mid-defensive possession and allow Hellen Keller to somehow hit a wide-open layup. Julius Randle is the type of person to see an elimination game in front of him with the whole team's future in his hands, with Anthony Edwards being injured the entire postseason, and somehow manage to score 3 points with one singular assist. And when he finally does pass the ball, Julius Randle would somehow forget that he's in a one-on-one basketball game and genuinely kick the ball out to Hellen Keller sitting in the corner for an open three-pointer. 21-0, Hellen Keller wins, Julius Randle gets murdered in a dark alleyway. Goodbye.
Whoa.
What's that?
That's just like so bad. How bad you gotta be to have this dude talking about something? Yeah, you know, Hellen Keller's gonna beat you. Could the Roman Empire stop 2023 Jimmy Butler? Nah, I'll watch that after this.
You know what the most important part of any live stream is? The chat. Every night, thousands of viewers pour into their favorite streamer's chat. Together, they decide what games get played, what videos get watched, and the streamers who keep them entertained get paid. It sounds pretty easy, right? Just give the chat what it wants. The problem is, chat never...
I want to chat. Shoot. Everybody tap in. Tap in. Tap in right now.
wants just one thing. There's thousands of people all asking for something different, and no matter what you do, someone's unhappy. The biggest streamers learn to follow the majority and keep the party moving, because stopping everything for one unhappy viewer is the cardinal sin of streaming. You don't leave 10,000 people hanging over a single name in the chat. But what happens when the needs of the one are a matter of life and death?
My girlfriend of 3 years took her own life in November of 2025. Losing my best friend, the person I love most in the world. I'm feeling like my life is no longer worth living, and I've been falling into a bad habit of drug addiction, leading me to on MDMA in December. I don't want to be here anymore.
This is Joe Bartolozzi, and he's one of the only streamers that stops everything when someone needs help.
If a chatter of mine is coming into my chat saying they're suicidal, I am first and foremost going to read their message.
But when you do this, when you make yourself the person people turn to at their lowest, you're also now the one who has to carry the weight of it. Because now you're surrounded by darkness.
Today I decided to end everything. Got a shotgun, can't find it in me to love myself.
Now you're giving away pieces of yourself to everyone around you.
People are genuinely asking me to fix their problems. I can't.
Now it feels like the whole world is on your shoulders.
Now I'm going, oh, if I stop posting, people are going to start hurting themselves.
That's a heavy weight to pick up, and we wanted to know why. Who is Joe?
Joe's there for everybody, you know. Whether it be a little kid, not a little kid, but, you know, whether it be, you know, a teenage kid or a 40-year-old man watching him, he's there for him, you know.
Joe Bartolozzi, and why do you care so deeply about some of the things that you do? Which is maybe a little deep for 10:30 in the morning, but
No, it's alright.
Joe Bartolozzi was born on February 6, 2002, and grew up in southern New Jersey. Joe wasn't the kid you have picked to become famous online. He was the small, quiet kid, the one getting picked last for everything.
I was kind of like the lanky kid that didn't really know how to control his body, so that's why I was picked last.
But by high school, things started turning around. He hit his growth spurt, got into lifting, and went from being the kid nobody picked to a legitimate athlete. So by 2019, Joe's a track athlete at a Catholic prep school in New Jersey, working part-time at a GNC, heading towards a completely normal life. And then a Chinese tech company bought a dying lip-syncing app.
TikTok is the latest app to capture the attention of teens and young adults across the world.
A Chinese company called ByteDance bought the relatively dead app Musical.ly. They gutted it, rebranded it, and on August 2nd, 2018, TikTok officially hit the App Store.
Dude, y'all remember Musical.ly? Bro. Oh my gosh. I remember my sister would make Musical.lys. And I made one Musical.ly in 5th grade.